The Duran Empire was a force that commanded both respect and fear throughout the Galactic Union of Republics. Their power was matched only by their aggression, their expansion built upon the bones of conquered worlds. My people, the Kashora, learned this truth when we became their neighbors after they crushed the Uridan resistance and claimed our former allies as slaves. We had supported the Uridan with supplies and funding, a decision that proved both noble and foolish. Our new administration scrambled to appease the Duran while simultaneously seeking alliances within the Union, hoping that diplomatic pressure might stay their hand. But the Duran had long since corrupted the Union's very foundations, using their enslaved population's voting rights to reshape galactic law to their will. How do you appease an empire that finds satisfaction only in your complete subjugation? In our darkest hour, only one ally emerged, the extrasolar alliance, humanity. The humans were an enigma. Despite their apparent insignificance in galactic politics, they had achieved wonders that rival the work of the 5 elder races themselves. The ring world encircling the Halifax system stood as testament to their engineering prowess, while the massive Dyson swarm of the Troy system demonstrated manufacturing capabilities beyond most civilizations' dreams. Yet for all their technological marvels, humanity seemed woefully unprepared for war. They controlled few systems, maintained minimal defense fleets, and possessed only a single military shipyard. The galaxy whispered that they had lost their homeworld, their cradle, early in their expansion, which perhaps explained their unusual development path. When the Duran finally declared war on the Kashora, defeat seemed inevitable. Then came the Battle of Eldon. Admiral Kiyu's words still echo in my memory. As long as a single human draws breath, not one Kashora civilian will fall to Duran hands. His voice carried the weight of prophecy, and his promise held true. The human fleet was magnificent in battle. Each ship fought like 4 Duran vessels. Each ground combatant matched a dozen enemies. For the first time in memory, a Duran armada retreated. But victory came at a terrible price. Most of the human fleet lay in ruins, including Admiral Kiyu's flagship, the ESAS * Vindication Star. What followed was a war of attrition humanity could not win. Their single shipyard worked around the clock, but the Duran possessed hundreds. Soon, the ESA fielded civilian vessels, cargo haulers, passenger liners, pleasure craft, hastily armed and thrown into battle. These makeshift warships were no match for purpose-built military vessels. The colony worlds fell one by one. Junadada burned until its very atmosphere ignited. Sarah suffered the same fate. As the Duran pushed toward humanity's core systems, a strange rumor spread through the galaxy. The humans are preparing to activate something called the Soul Defense Protocol. The name troubled even the humans themselves, though none would explain why. That it referenced their lost cradle system invited dark speculation about the cataclysm that had destroyed their homeworld. Before humanity's final hour could come, the impossible happened. At an emergency session of the Galactic Union, 4 of the 5 elder race seats, vacant for millennia, suddenly blazed with light. The assembly fell silent as these ancient powers demanded to be heard. The Volan representative spoke first, their words cutting through the chamber like a blade. The Duran's wars of aggression end now. Their conflict with the Extrasolar Alliance ends. Their war against the Kashora ends. Their enslavement of sapient beings ends. All of this ends immediately, or the Volan will end the Duran Empire. Each elder race delivered the same ultimatum in their own manner, the Flowery Heaton, the Kurt Kodo, and finally the Audlin, who added a chilling deadline. The Duran representative has 1 hour to respond. When that time expires, our fleets mobilize for total war. Less than 20 minutes passed before the Duran offered unconditional surrender. The dismantling of such a vast empire took months. Throughout this period, the elder races remained active in the assembly, their presence keeping the galaxy on edge. As the last enslaved worlds gained their freedom, the former Jiran representative's frustration finally boiled over. "Why?" he demanded, breaking protocol. "Why have you done this? Did you act to spare the Kashora? Or was it pity for the humans and their shattered cradle?" The four seated elders showed clear displeasure at this outburst. Then, impossibly, a soft chuckle emanated from the fifth seat. "Is that the current reality, or merely propaganda?" asked a voice that seemed both curious and utterly disinterested. Every being in the assembly blinked in confusion. When had the fifth seat been occupied? No one had seen anyone enter. Yet the figure seemed to have always been there, shrouded in shadows that had no right to exist in the well-lit chamber. The figure emerged from the unnatural darkness, clearly human in build, wearing armor that seemed familiar yet alien. As they approached the railing separating the elder seats from the assembly, their helmet began to change. There are no adequate words for what we witnessed. It didn't simply retract. It folded inward, evaporated into shadow, was absorbed into flesh, and collapsed into itself, all simultaneously. Physics wept at the sight. The revealed face was unmistakably human, bearing an eerie resemblance to the fallen Admiral Kiyu. When they spoke, literal flames danced around their eyes, while their pupils held a darkness that made the void itself seem bright by comparison. "Make no mistake about why we acted," they said, their voice carrying unnaturally through the whole without amplification. Ambassador Janice Johnson of the ESA visibly paled as the human cadence became unmistakable. The figure's lips curved into a smile that distorted space around them as they addressed the entire assembly. "We did not act to protect humanity from you. We acted to protect you from us." As shadows receded back into nothingness, the figure returned to their seat and simply departed. None could remember how or when they left, only that they were gone. In that moment, the galaxy understood. Humanity had not lost their cradle to some external cataclysm. They had become something far more dangerous than any of us had imagined, and the sole defense protocol was never about defending themselves. It was about defending the rest of us from what they had become.